Hi class, now that you have had a chance to write your personal mission statement and short-term goals, you must begin to consider how your goals will help you remain motivated during difficult times. As much as we all hope that our academic journey will be smooth sailing, we all know that we will encounter difficult classes, assignments, and times in our lives. What matters is that we can identify these difficult days and use various support services and personal motivation techniques to help us push through. You will soon learn that part of taking ownership of your academic success is being open to new ideas, resources, and concepts. SNHU offers a great number of support services that you may not have known about prior to this course. Your professors, peers, advisors, family, and friends may also support you. Being vulnerable might not sound beneficial initially, but it can allow you to see similar concepts from a different perspective. What's challenging for you might be easy for another, or the other way around. Being courageous enough to share these experiences or take chances and help others can lead to new skills that will enrich your life. This module will introduce you to the concepts of determination, vulnerability, and how having an open mind can lead to new experiences. You will reflect on your goals, review your feedback, and determine how personal motivation, your personal mission statement, and short-term goals will keep you motivated. You will also have the chance to work with your peers to give and receive some positive feedback about personal mission statements and goals. In addition, you will get to explore various SNHU resources, supports that will align with your goals, be open to concepts, ideas, and resources that may help you become an expert student. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at what we're doing this week. First up is the 5-1 discussion, motivation, and vulnerability. And as in the introduction, I went into vulnerability. We can also emphasize the motivational part of the discussion as well. So the first thing that you'll go into here for your initial post, how will your personal mission statement and short-term goals keep you motivated during your academic journey? Give an example or two of how you will align your daily activities to your goals. How does being vulnerable, having an open mind, and considering others in your goal setting process help you attain your goals in a more meaningful way? How does your vulnerability play a part in problem solving? Now, I know the initial reaction to this will be all anecdotal. It'll all directly involve things I've experienced. But for each of these 4 points, I would suggest that you look at a key word in each one. So for this one, I would say personal mission statement, short-term goals, and motivation, and academics. So you could do a search on how each of these items relate to one another. And then you could summarize your findings and then also give a real-world example of this. So for number 2, give an example or two of how you will align your daily activities to your goals. Now, this research can go a long way in this particular question as well, or this particular discussion prompt. One thing that I found through research is to ask yourself particular questions as you go throughout the day. How does this align with my goal? And you can look up similar, again, phrases, aligning your daily activities to your goals. This whole thing right here would be a good search term to use. Okay, next, how does being vulnerable, having an open mind, and considering others in your goal setting process help you to attain your goals in a meaningful way? Vulnerability to me is being open to feedback. So you could look up being open to how to be open to feedback. There's actually a lot of information on this online. And so I think having an open mind and being vulnerable are in some ways synonyms. They're kind of the same thing. Considering others in your goal setting process. So obviously you're going to have to get everyone's buy-in, who you would call your stakeholders in your personal life. Those are different things to look up as well. Even goal setting process would be a good keyword. And then finally, how does vulnerability play a part in problem solving? Now, I know that there is under the resources section here, there is an entire section on that. So if you click on this link, you can actually go into a lot of research on it. There's an article. I think there's a video. I mostly read the article. So I would definitely recommend utilizing this resource here. Make sure you cite it if you use it. And then for your response posts, what tips would you give a fellow classmate on how to achieve their goals and why? Okay, so again, you're going to want to research this. Don't just say something off the top of your head. Don't give some sort of anecdotal evidence. Base it on research. I'm not talking that you have to do an in-depth research or a peer review article. Just read something about the topic and then summarize it in your own words. Explain how their motivation can keep them on the path towards success. You could identify which type of motivation it is first, whether it's intrinsic or extrinsic motivation. And then from there, you can assess how you can stay on the path. If you're more inwardly motivated, that's a completely different thing than externally motivated. So I would look up the difference between the two there. And then, of course, you're going to post your main post by Thursday. The quiz, it's pretty straightforward. Click into it. It's similar to the other quizzes that you've done. But let's go into the 5-3 journal and scavenger hunt. So while this loads here, you'll see kind of an overview, the rubric, and it just kind of tells you everything that this assignment has in store for you. Locate and explore each of the 4 SNHU resources listed below, and that kind of just goes into different things here. Take a look at the rubric. Exceeds proficiency in an exceptionally clear, insightful, sophisticated, and creative manner. And then proficient summarizes specifically how instructor feedback will or may assist personal mission statement and short-term goals. So you want to make sure that you put in as much feedback, and this kind of goes into research as well. Put as much information as you can in each category. And then I'm looking for more than a sentence or two on each of these resources. I'm looking for you to kind of do a deep dive into each one. Social support, additional SNHU resource summary, SNHU career summary, SNHU library summary. Really go in depth in your reading in the materials and resources section of the module. It goes into all of these different items. So make sure that you're writing more than a sentence or two for each. To get exceptional, it's kind of a higher bar than in the previous ones. In the previous assignments, if you got proficient, you got all the points. This one has an exemplary column, so make sure you go into detail. So let's take a look at the template. I've noticed a lot of you not a lot of you, but I'd say a good portion of you are not using the templates that are provided. Those are required from here on out. I did leave a note under week 1. Moving forward, you will need to use the template. I've been putting zeros on those assignments that aren't using the template, because there's a lot of things that you'll forget if you don't use the template. And it's required for this particular assignment as well. So if you click on the template, okay, so here's our template. As you can see, it's pretty simple. You just insert your summary under each one. And then here, this is where you're also going to go above and beyond. Include an example of a social support and summarize how it will also assist you in achieving your personal mission statement and short-term goals. I'm looking for a healthy, verging on paragraph level of detail here. So again, you get out of college what you put into it. So really research each one of these and add extra detail. If I see one sentence and if we go back to the rubric here, if I see one sentence on each, you're going to get a needs improvement, which is only 55% of the points in each category. I obviously won't put does not attempt because you did attempt, but if you're only putting a sentence or two, this is the column that your work is going to fall into. So I kind of wanted to go over that. That's all I have for you this week for Module 5. All that's left is a look ahead to Module 6. There's information on the Prezi about that I also provide. So if you want a brief glimpse into Module 6, I mean, we can just go over it here. In Module 6, you'll submit a journal entry about how you can handle feedback in any given situation. You can prepare for this assignment by exploring resources about the importance of feedback in this week's resources and by considering how you can currently handle feedback and effectively work with other people. And there'll be a video on this as well. That's all I have for you today. Have a great rest of your day.